By the conclusion of the 2017 season, I will have coached at USD for 39 long years. Yeah, water. Many close friends have asked me, why not go to 40? And the simple truth is, I just don't want to.
That was Seamus McFadden almost 5 months ago to the day, declaring that his 39th year as the USD men's soccer coach would be his final year. And with time running out, we finally procured a visit from the Torero icon. Seamus, welcome to the KUSI studio. We really appreciate it. First off, thank you for making the effort to get in here. It's an honor to sit with you. These retirement farewells, they're emotional, and they also have this melancholy tone that it almost becomes an obituary, God forbid. What is your emotional state right now as you embark on your final campaign?
Well, I'm pretty good. I mean, I've traveled down this road, and I'm quite satisfied with my decision. I know it's the right decision for me and my family, and I just move forward and do what I have to do.
But 40 sounds so much better than 39. Why not grind out to an even number?
Everybody asks me about the 40, and the reality is I just didn't want to go to 40. I wanted to be fair to the process. Brian has been with me for, over 10 years, and I wanted to be fair to him, and so this is what I came up with.
So you've seen everything happen possible on a soccer pitch that probably can happen. As you look back on the evolution of the sport, what's the thing that stands out to you as the biggest change?
Well, I mean, the players certainly have become more athletic, and I think, the interesting thing about soccer, Paul, is once that you think you've seen everything in soccer, you haven't. There's always something that rears its ugly head, and so it's the beautiful game, and so there's a lot of things that can happen in a soccer game.
So how? I imagine the recruiting has changed a lot. Are there more better soccer players out there right now?
Yeah, I think as I said, they've become more athletic, the players, and there's certainly there's a lot of good players to look at. The biggest issue now is trying to cipher through all the different levels and layers of players, and that's very difficult. I won't miss that.
Is that one of the reasons why all coaches get out of it? Is it just gets too much of a grind?
Yeah, recruiting is a grind. If you do it properly, you're on the road quite a bit, and it's tough. Brian might consider sending me on the road again. There's aspects. There are certain aspects of the recruiting I do like.
Let's talk about that '92 team. You guys were runners-up to Virginia in the NC title game, right?
Right.
1-0 was the final.
It was 2-0.
2-0. Tell me about the. What are your memories? Is '92 your best team?
I think the '86 team had the best Division I regular season in the nation. They had the best record, but the '92 was definitely my most successful team.
What do you recall from that title game?
Well, I mean, we had a great run all the way up. I remember that we had to play Portland to win the conference, and we had to beat them by 3 goals. We had to win by 2 goals, and we beat them by 3, with 3-0. So that secured the conference and the automatic spot. And then we had a great run all the way up, beat Indiana in the Western Regionals, and then beat Davidson's, and then lost to Virginia in the final. So we had a great run.
Hey, let's look at this graphic here, if you could. Can we move Seamus's camera over here so we can get a shot of his face, please? These are 4 upsets against #1 ranked teams. At USD, team came into you ranked #1 in the country, and you beat them. What do you recall about, which one of these stands out the most?
Well, I like, obviously, anytime you can beat UCLA, that's great. We've kind of had their number in the playoffs, and so we've had a lot of success against the Bruins.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, because I believe we have video of that. That was 2014. Is there anything like beating a #1 team?
Oh no, it's great. It's a great feeling. The players. It's the players that make it happen, and so you prepare your team and you go out there and you hopefully have a game plan and they execute the game plan, and we've had a good run. I've had some big wins in my career.
Wins like that is what puts a program on the map, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah, it creates a great atmosphere and a great vibe with the program, and so it's nice.
A lot of folks around here at KUSI are in love with the mighty Quinn.
Yes.
Personally, I don't see what the attraction is. But he was in this chair 5 months ago talking about you. Take a listen.
I'm happy to be following Seamus for a lot of reasons. Because when I retire, I'm going to be 96. I've done the math, so I'm going to stay for 39 years, and I'm going to be 96.
Is there comfort knowing that the legacy you built is in the hands of another Irishman?
Absolutely. You know, Brian, we go back a long time, and he was a great soccer player, and more importantly, he's a great person and an incredibly gifted coach. So it's not often, you know, you can hand over the reins to somebody that you feel strongly about, and I think Brian will be excellent. And
I want to apologize to all when we were doing our internet preview interview, I mistakenly referred to you as a Scotsman. No slight intended. It's going Irishman, Irishman.
Okay, no worries. Yeah.
Let's get political for just a bit. Your thoughts about professional soccer perhaps coming to San Diego?
Well, I certainly think San Diego deserves an MLS team. I'm not really sure of the dynamics, you know, but looking in the window, I think, you know, both parties just need to sit down. There needs to be more transparency involved and put it on the table, and hopefully both parties can walk away and be happy.
How would an MLS team having a franchise here, how would it affect the collegiate programs here?
Oh, it would be great. It would be a real impetus to soccer, youth soccer, you know, college soccer, high school soccer. It'd be great.
All right, so you're scrimmaging tonight against Point Loma Nazarene, which is, we should just say how cool it is. You've got plenty out to do today. You're here,
yeah.
And then to go over and take on the Sea Lions. Then your schedule is mighty tough. Can you talk about some of the teams that are on your schedule this year?
Well, we travel. We open up at Notre Dame. We play Notre Dame in Indiana, and they're traditionally, you know, 2 of the top 10 teams in the nation. And then we got UCLA coming down, and so they will be tough. We've got Santa Barbara coming in, so we're not hiding from anybody this year.
Is it tough when you've beaten some top teams like a #1 ranked team? Is it suddenly tough? Do they still take your phone call to get on the schedule, or do they try to avoid you?
Well, I think at one time, because we were having a lot of success against UCLA, then they dropped us from the schedule at one time. So
that's a compliment,
yeah,
right?
That is a compliment, yeah.
All right, so here's the bit. The World Cup is less than a year away. I realize that we're putting you on the spot. So if you somehow get this right, a dinner for you and the missus at a restaurant of your choosing. If you pick the World Cup 2018 winner, who is going to be?
Germany.
Why?
Can't bet against the Germans. They're clockwork. They just know how to win. The way they set up shop and close teams down and execute, they're just a little bit ahead of everybody else.
Seamus, I know you got places to be.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. We wish you the most successful final campaign.
Thank you.
And then give it over to that other guy.
Okay. Thank you, Paul.
All right. On behalf of everybody here at Sports, we send it back to the news side of things.